Hey everyone, welcome to Echoes from the Basement, an X Files podcast. I'm your host, Alice, and today we're stepping out of Agent Scully and Mulder's world and into our own reality, where the strange isn't just theory and the unexplained hides in plain sight. This is Mini X Files Case 6. One dark and dreary night, you're walking home alone. Up ahead, a grand and mysterious mansion glows in the moonlight. Your name is whispered in your ear by strange and mumbled voices. One peek inside won't hurt, you repeatedly tell yourself. As you enter, chills run down your spine. You see a shadow dart out of the corner of your eye. The voices grow louder, almost screaming in your ears. You reach for the front door handle, it's locked. Your heart races as you run down the hallway, desperately looking for another exit. But every door leads to a wall, a staircase going nowhere, and even a terrifying fall to your death. Will you ever find a way out of this twisting labyrinth, or will the house claim another victim? Welcome to the Winchester House. Enter if you dare. Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Friday. The weekend is almost here. What's everybody's plan for the weekend? I have to go out and mow the lawn after this. I'm very excited about that. My sources are Why the Winchester House is Haunted by U.S. Ghost Adventures and the Winchester Mystery House. And this website was my favorite because it gives you a timeline of the events. From the beginning, we start our story with Sarah Winchester. She is the architect and designer of this home. She was a socialite born to a wealthy family in New Haven, Connecticut. She was well educated, spoke 5 different languages, studied math and science, and was nicknamed the Belle of New Haven because of her intelligence and beautiful appearance. Sarah eventually found a suitor. She married William Winchester, the heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company fortune, on September 30th, 2. They had a daughter named Annie, who unfortunately died at 6 weeks old from marmonis, which is a type of protein malnutrition. Because of the death of her daughter, Sarah isolated herself. On the other hand, her husband poured himself into his business. We then see that in 1873, the Winchester Company makes the rifle Model 73, known as the gun that won the West. Anybody who's anybody had this gun. It ranges from Annie Oakley to Theodore Roosevelt brandishing one of these weapons. This particular rifle made a fortune for the Winchester family, but soon after the release of it, Oliver Williams, William Winchester's father, died in 1880. Now we see that all the money that was made is now left to Sarah's husband, William. 3 months after Oliver's death, William contracts tuberculosis, and in 1881, at the age of 43, he dies. Sarah Winchester inherits the Williams fortune, which is over $20 million, which in today's money would be $167 million. With no one left and nowhere to go, 1885, Sarah decides to move to California because of her doctor's advice. He stated because Sarah had rheumatoid arthritis, the warm weather would help her with the pain. Then in 1886, she buys a 2-story farmhouse near San Jose, California, which she demolishes and builds her dream home. I forgot to mention earlier, before Sarah decided to move, she visited her local medium for advice, or medium, I believe. The medium suggested that Sarah should start a new life on the West Coast. The medium also stated that Sarah must build a house, but Sarah's not going to be moving in by herself to her brand new home. The medium goes on to explain that the victims of the Winchester rifles would haunt Sarah. So anybody who has died because of a Winchester rifle is going to come live with Sarah in her new home. The medium gave Sarah some advice, though, before she left. She stated, just keep adding on to the house to keep the spirits at bay. Now, Sarah lives in California, where she designed a 24,000 square foot home that includes 160 rooms that we are currently aware of, 10,000 windows, 52 skylights, 2,000 doors, which led to various directions or nothing at all, or one door even leads to a 20-foot drop. There are 47 fireplaces, 17 chimneys, 47 hallways, and the addition of Sarah's seance room, conservatory, sauna, and carriage room. That is a lot of rooms, hallways, and everything for just one house from one lady. And then on top of all of this, all these windows, rooms, chimneys, saunas, seance room, there is only one shower in the whole home. That's the craziest part of this story. I wonder how she even found it or even kept track of all these different rooms, hallways, etc. The construction of the home cost around $5.5 million at the time, and the construction also lasted from 1890 to 1990. The home is also 7 stories. Sarah was directly involved when her house was being built. She made every decision and met with the workers daily, discussing her plans for the home, which included installing the pillars upside down, having a gas and water tower, a button that would water all her plants at the same time, and many more different aspects of the home. We think that Sarah originally built this home to confuse the spirits that were supposedly haunting her, but we'll never know for sure. In 1906, tragedy struck. The Great San Francisco earthquake struck the house and caused damages to the mansion, which included the north wing and some other areas which were beyond repair. Sarah was also trapped in one of the rooms, specifically the Daisy Room. Her construction team had to save her by prying her out of the room with a crowbar. Some of the damage, though, sadly couldn't be rebuilt, and Sarah decided to seal them off. In the end, Sarah's home was lost beyond repair. At the age of 67, she moved to Ethron to be closer to her sister and niece. Then on September 5th, 1992, Sarah passed away. The construction of her house stopped after 36 years. I wonder if the house was ever officially completed or Sarah had more plans for it. We'll never know. Let's talk about the paranormal part of this story. After Sarah's death, her home was purchased by John and Mamie Brown. I want to say that is her name, who wanted to use the land to build an amusement park. But because the public was so curious about this home, the couple started to offer tours in 1923. This is when numerous strange and unusual events started to happen. Visitors of the home can see a ghost named Clyde, the handyman of the mansion. People have claimed to see a man working in the basement on a wheelbarrow or hanging around in the ballroom, but he's not alive. We see that he is also seen in some old photos hanging up on the wall. That would be crazy to see him and then look over to the wall and he's right there. Another fact is that visitors can also see Sarah herself there. She's seen roaming the halls and is known to frequent the Daisy bedroom, the one that she was trapped in during the earthquake. We see that when the room is being shown off by the tour guide, Sarah kind of sighs and shows her disapproval because she was trapped in there and it's maybe an embarrassing moment for her. Employees have also mentioned spirits grabbing and touching them. There was also a couple who lived on the property and mentioned there was an alarm clock that never stopped ringing. People have also heard footsteps, doors, cabinets being opened by themselves. Haunted or not, the Winchester House is iconic. We have seen this home in movies and TV shows. Even the famous Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World was inspired by this home. Or Disneyland, I'm unsure. Either way, mystery covers this house like a dense fog. We may never know the reason why Sarah built this home, but we do know her presence is there even after her death. I wanted to share some cool facts as well. Houdini visited the home. I believe I read in the article that he liked to debunk like haunted houses and haunted areas. Sarah was also described as odd by her neighbors, not just for her home, but also for her staff. Sarah hired every race and paid her workers well, an idea that was unheard of in her time. An idea that was unheard of in her time. Sarah also moved and paid for her staff and their family to live close by. She also financed a hospital that treated tuberculosis regardless of race, background, or the ability to pay. And that is the Winchester House. Very complicated, mysterious. I believe you can still go see today. I think after doing this, I would really like to go see it and see the many different rooms and mysteries the home holds. But anyway, thanks for listening, all you truth seekers, abductees, and X-Files enthusiasts. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the show. And remember, the truth is out there. You just have to find it.